Welcome, sweet friends. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul, and this is the channel Frugal Money Saver. We are so happy you are joining us today. We have jam-packed this video with lots of ways to live below your means and still enjoy life to the absolute fullest. We are going to share DIYs. We are going to share thrift store hauls. We are going to share discounted food hauls. We're going to show you prepping food for storage. And we're also going to share what we got done at our little house in South Carolina. Living below your means is basically all about priorities. What is important to you? Where do you want your money to go? And once you figure out what is important to you, where your passions lie, and what your budget can afford, then you take it from there. You pick the things that are most important to spend your money on. And the rest, you do DIYs, you buy used, you cook from scratch, you do all these wonderful things to save yourself some money. Before we start, we just wanted to let you know, if you're new here, we live in the Hudson Valley area of New York. We're an early retirement, debt and mortgage-free couple. And our videos just share our life with you and encourage you to be debt-free, live below your means, and have a full, abundant life. So first thing we're going to do is head down to our second home, which is a little house in South Carolina. Little meaning it's about 1,000 square feet all the way from beginning to end. We're going to show you some of the chores we were able to get done down there. For those of you who have been following us, our well in South Carolina went bad. The pump actually broke, and it would have cost so much more to fix the pump than it would to hook up to clean town water. And now we don't have to prime the pump every time we go down. It's just going to make our lives a lot easier. And we're also going to share with you a little thrift haul we got from a local church that was having this big thrift sale. So sit back, relax, and let's get to the first part of this video. Our plumbers showed up, and within an hour and a half, they dug a line hooking us up to the town water. Look at this line all the way out to the road on the side of our property. They did such an amazing job.
So I have a roof and a ladder, but the ladder doesn't reach the roof. So I made this contraption, plastic pipe and a leaf rake, and I'm able to throw this up on the roof and pull all the leaves and debris that builds up on the roof. So I'm just reinforcing it and making it longer. We'll show you how it works. So luckily this plastic PVC pipe was already in the shed, and I just have to make this rake a little longer so I can reach the top of the roof. So I found this piece of pipe in the shed. I'm going to put the two inside each other to make it strong. And then using this tape, this reinforced tape that we have, I'm just going to connect it.
We just wanted to show you our little haul we got. We stopped at a local church rummage sale, and oh my goodness, we hit the jackpot. First thing were these beautiful Better Homes and Gardens cookbooks. Circa the late 1960s. Look at this Technicolor. My goodness, they're gorgeous. The best part, they're brand new. See how stiff the pages are? Oh, look at these. Guess how much? $1 a piece. So I got best buffets. I got lunches and brunches. They were never open. How much do you love these pictures? Meals in minutes. So good meals, 100 tasty ways to please your family. How to eat at home and like it. Now this one was a little later. This was 70. But I really liked the idea of a menu cookbook. So I thought this would be really fun if we cooked out of this as well. So these were $1 a piece. Now these beauties, you all know I love blow molds. Now the carving sets came with them. I wouldn't have got the carving set, but they told me I kind of had to take both, so okay. And they're made by Empire Plastic Company, which was a huge American-made plastic company, and they would make blow mold. So I got 2 of these colossal carving kits, which I'm sure either we can donate or do something with. But these were $1.50 a piece, and they are just in beautiful, beautiful condition. And what I love the most is they're made in America. They look, again, like they weren't even used. Don't even check on eBay because that's how expensive they are for this little plastic container. So this was a total score. We keep our candy in it when the kids come trick-or-treating, or just as a decoration with some dried flowers. They're just beautiful. And I love when I can find things that were actually made in America. And then we got this beautiful large yellow Pyrex mixing bowl for $7. I usually try to keep my Pyrex to $5. I couldn't say no for an extra $2. Look at this. Just beautiful. You never know what you're going to find when you stop in to these church socials. And I love that the money is going back to a good cause. It's worth every penny. And we're still being frugal because if you check eBay for this large yellow bowl, yikes! So just a total win. Wonderful, wonderful little outing. We got our HVAC system maintained while we were there. Paul was able to clean the roof, which was great. A lot of the DIYs we do are things that we are knowledgeable about and things that we're able to do. You don't want to take on a DIY project if you're not 100% sure how to do it, or it could be dangerous. So you really want to know what you're doing before you start anything like that. And we could have hired someone to climb on the roof and clean it, but that wasn't an option. Paul made his little rake and it worked perfectly. Our son was holding the ladder, so it was safe, and we saved ourselves a bunch of money. And that great little haul, oh, so fun. And it's a great way to pick up items you need that are gently used or a lot of times brand new, and you're paying a fraction of the cost. Now we're also going to head back down south, and we're going to show you other ways we save money. One was, see this little blue shirt? I love it, I love it. And what I did to it to alter it, I bought it secondhand. And also, while we're down there, we don't eat out every night. We cook. And we're gonna show you a simple, delicious meal that cost very little. We ate off of it for several nights, and it was just delicious. So a great way to save money and live below your means is to cook at home, which we all know, but sometimes we actually have to apply it and do it, ourselves included. So let's turn the camera back around and get back down south. I just got this shirt at Goodwill and I fell in love with it, but it was missing buttons. It only had one button on it, and that's what it looked like. It was not very attractive. So I went into Hobby Lobby and they had this little set of buttons for $2.99, and look at them. Aren't they precious? The shirt was, I think, like $4, and these buttons, I'm going to pick out 3. And I'm going to sew them on. I've already started sewing one. If you can see this, it's got little flowers on it. This is such a cute shirt. And with those buttons, it's going to be even cuter. Okay, I just finished them. Look at how they just blend in. And I sewed them myself. And no, I am not a fantastic sewer. I just can't believe how well they blend. They're just so cute. Keep your eye out in those thrift stores. Then just use little buttons, embellishments, and you've got yourself a beautiful new shirt for way under cost. Way, way under. One of the best ways to save money while you are away from your home is to cook your own meals. We're making lasagna tonight, and it's going to be super simple. We got the smallest pack of ground beef we could. It was only $2.79, which was great. I've got the pommes marinara sauce. I love this. This is made in Italy. Then we just got a small container of ricotta, some shaved Parmesan. We got some shredded mozzarella. The blocks of mozzarella were so expensive. And then a box of oven-ready lasagna. Why did I get the oven-ready? Number one, I know you can use the regular lasagna and not boil it, but I am going with this because it was only a couple cents more, and these really work wonderfully in the oven without boiling. And that's all we need, so let's get to work. I emptied the 15-ounce container of ricotta. I'm going to add 1 egg. And remember, you don't have to use as much cheese as it calls for. I'm only using 1 package. I'm not going to use 2 because I think that's way overkill. And I'm going to add a little bit of the shaved Parmesan. Now I'm just going to give this a real good mix. I greased the bottom of a 9x13 pan, and now I'm just going to put 1 cup of sauce on the bottom, and we're just going to spread you're in Emmy's kitchen, food goes flying, you know the rules. So I'm just going to lay 3 sheets of this right like that. I'm going to put another cup of sauce on top, some of the cheese mixture, about 3/4 of a cup. Get that pasta covered. And now I'm just going to sprinkle cooked ground beef all the way. I drained it as well. And now I'm just going to repeat the layers. This literally took no time to put together. Now I still have mozzarella left. Now what I do with this is after this cooks for the 25 minutes, I uncover it and then I put the rest of the mozzarella on so it's nice and cheesy on top. So we're going to cover this with foil, and we're going to put it in a 375-degree oven for just about 25 minutes. We're keeping it simple. Remember that. I'm using a bag salad mix. Yep, I sure am. This is Caesar. It comes with everything. Parmesan, we got pepper, we got some breadcrumbs, dressing. Oh my goodness, this is going to be wonderful. We let this sit for a few minutes. Oh my goodness, look at this. Cheesy goodness. You know what a plate of lasagna, salad, and bread would cost at a local restaurant? Around 20 bucks a plate. And we're eating this for way, way, way under that. The lasagna was the simplest lasagna you could possibly make. It wasn't fancy. I didn't saute olive oil and garlic. I didn't add basil, and I didn't go crazy. We kept it simple. It was so delicious. And we have to remember, when we're on vacation or wanting to even just simplify our meals at home, sometimes taking little tiny shortcuts like the bag salad really motivates you to stay home, because a $2 bag salad instead of a $25 going through the drive-through is definitely worth it in comparison. So remember that, to cut yourself some slack sometimes. And what about the shirt? How cute it turned out. I loved the colors. For like $7, it's like a brand new shirt. And I have all those cute buttons left over to embellish other shirts if I choose to. Now we're going to head back to New York, here, home, and we have to get some fresh food in the house. We're going to do a quick loss leader food haul, and we're also going to be using the Flash Food app, if you all remember that app we showed you. And I will link the video down below if you haven't seen it. It's a great way to save money on food. And then after we do our quick little haul, we're going to prep the food we bought immediately. Why? Because it saves money. Again, living below our means, spending money on what's important to us. So let's turn the camera around and get into the kitchen. We are home from vacation and we just ran to Acme and Stop and Shop to get some loss leaders and use their Flash Food app. First thing we got at Acme was a gallon of milk, $3.60. I don't know why milk is so much money here in the Northeast, but for a gallon of whole milk, that's what we pay. I got 2 pounds of organic carrots for $2.49. 1 English cucumber was $1, so that's great. They had this bread, 2 French breads, bunched together for 99 cents, and they're still nice and soft. Maybe to make garlic bread or hoagie sandwiches, whatever we decide. I also got 3 bananas. Butter was on sale, $2.99. You were allowed 2. And then just to pop into the freezer, days when it gets busy, I always tell you have something you can grab. These are the best pizzas. We are not gluten-free, but they're just so good. These were $1.99 each. So we got the uncured pepperoni and the Mediterranean style. So that was our little Acme haul. Not too much. Now let's go over to Stop and Shop. This is where we got some really great bargains. The potatoes were $3.49 for 5 pounds. And you got 1 5-pound bag for free. So 10 pounds of russet potatoes for $3.49. So that was amazing. I am all out of peppers. I don't even have any frozen. And these were on the clearance rack. They looked beautiful. 99 cents a pound. So it came to $2 for the 4 beautiful peppers. 2 pounds of strawberries were $3.99. I thought that was such a great price. 2 pounds, they're big, they're beautiful. And from the Flash Food app, we got, I just weighed them, 9 pounds of apples for $5. I have been wanting to make homemade applesauce in the Instapot. It basically comes out to about 55 cents a pound. And look at the size of this apple. They're beautiful. Some of them have like a little blemish on it, like right here. But overall, look at these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Check that Flash Food app if it's in your area. Check it every day. Everything changes. So we have some great fresh food now to supplement our pantry and our freezer. We brought home lettuce from Carolina, so we have enough to make a wonderful salad. Now it's time to prep the food. What I want to do now is prep the food for storage that we just bought. So I am going to try a tip that I have heard about. And I'm going to take these berries and I'm going to store them in a clean, dry mason jar in my refrigerator. And what they said to do is don't wash the berries, leave the green stem on. If any of the berries are moldy, do not put them in the jar because one berry will spoil the whole bunch. So I am just going to carefully place these in, check each one. And we are going to fill these up. And you don't want to pack them in because that will just smush them. And that's not good. And now I'm just going to seal it. First of all, look at how beautiful this looks. I'm hoping this really works. I've read really good things about it and I'm excited. So this is going to go right into the refrigerator. And now when I want to use the berries, I'll take out what I need, wash them, take the stem off, and we have fresh berries. I'm hoping they will last a bit longer stored this way. The next thing we're going to prep for storage is our potatoes. Can you see how the condensation is already starting in this bag, which will lead to rot? Please don't store your potatoes in a plastic bag. You can see, even though this has little air holes all over it, it doesn't work. They're gonna sprout and rot. So what I have showed you before, we use a bag that oranges came in. It's mesh, so air can circulate all through it. Take our potatoes out of the plastic and put them into the mesh. And then what I do is hang them in my pantry. And what we do is we just hang them so the air can circulate. This is a smaller mesh bag because I didn't want to put all 10 pounds in here. We notice when we're in the store, we see the produce workers taking things like oranges out of these bags and putting them on racks to sell individually. Ask the produce workers if they have any of these mesh bags. We've had the same for quite a while. They're really sturdy and last well. But the whole point of being frugal is reusing, repurposing. This is how we save money. Now we're prepping the peppers for the freezer. What we're doing is just taking out the insides and the seeds. We are cutting them into strips. We'll lay them flat on a cookie sheet and freeze them, and then we will food saver them. So they're nice and fresh, and then we just have to take out what we need. The peppers are all cut and sliced, and I am going to pop them into the freezer for about an hour or two until they are frozen. And now we're moving on to the applesauce, and Paul is coring and peeling our apples. I love this little gadget. We have showed you this before. It actually adheres to the counter so it doesn't move. And then look what it does. Perfection. The core is gone. The peel is gone. And we're going to make a big pot of applesauce now in our Instapot. We used about 9 apples, and it's going to depend on the size of your apples, but you can't go above the maximum fill line, which we didn't do. Now, I read through the original recipe, which I will link down below. It said to add a cup of water. Everyone was saying it was too watery. So I'm adding a half a cup of water. I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. I know this may drive some of you purists crazy, but I am going to add about a quarter cup of brown sugar. Make sure your lid is sealed tight. Make sure your valve is turned off. Then we're going to go to pressure cook, and we are going to go down to 8 minutes. And it's on. After the 8 minutes, we're going to naturally release it. People who said they quick released it, I guess the applesauce got all over. Always read reviews in new recipes. You learn so much. Okay, so we're going to let this go for our 8 minutes, and we'll see how it comes out. So the Instant Pot just gave the beep to tell me it is done. I am not going to touch that release. We're going to let it naturally release. We let this natural release, and you can see that little button is down. I am going to just check it, make sure. Yep, I'm still afraid of this thing. All right, we're gonna slowly open it. There's a lot of steam. Take the lid off carefully. Oh, wow. I'm glad I did not use a full cup of water. I don't even think I am going to use my immersion blender.
It smells delicious, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness, cinnamon and apple. So we're gonna let this cool now. I will portion them in small Ziploc bags, laying them flat so that it will take up less room. We're gonna let this cool, take a taste, and we'll let you know how it came out. The applesauce was delicious. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer it in the crock pot. It has that slow cooked flavor when you make applesauce in the crock pot. This was super quick, I will give you that. But it was good, but not amazing. Not amazing, but I would do it again if I needed to do it super quick. But as for us, I think I'll stick with the crock pot for making applesauce. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We wanted to just show you how we live below our means on a daily basis, packing food to take on vacation with us from the house here. We have an electric cooler, so we put sandwiches and things in the cooler to eat on the road. We don't stop for meals ever. How we buy things used, how we do DIYs that we're capable of doing. So it's really a matter of priorities to live below your means. It really is. That's all it is trading this for that and taking the money you're saving on these things and moving that money over to things that are super important to you. Today's question of the day: what is a way that you live below your means? It could be anything. What do you do that you know is super money saving and allows you to live below your means? Please share it with us, because it won't only encourage us, it'll encourage our viewers as well. We ask that you please give this a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and by all means, watch an ad or two if you have a little time on your hand. That is how we get paid here on YouTube, and we do appreciate everyone who takes a minute or two and watches an ad. We appreciate you even if you don't. You know that. We love you. So thank you so much for spending this time with us. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God richly bless you.